We also want to get a sense of the domain and range of sine and cosine functions. So I drew two separate graphs here to kind of illustrate what's happening. On this first graph over here, I drew, or I'm representing y equals the sine of t. And what's happening at that particular time? Remember the sine of t is the y value. That's what we're focusing on. So what does this y value do as we continue to go around the circle? What do you notice? Well, the values never get greater than 1, and they never get less than -1. So the range, or the domain of the sine, is all values from -infinity to +infinity, because I can keep going around and around and around, or backwards and backwards and backwards forever. But its range is always going to be restricted to the values of 1 to -1. I need to put hard brackets around that because those are inclusive in that. Now let's look at the cosine function. You're right, it is very similar. The cosine function is we're focusing on the value of x. So what do my values of x do as I continue to go around the circle? Either direction, but round and round and round, the values go all the way from +1 to 0 to -1, to 0 to 1 to 0, to -1 to 0, to 1 to 0 to -1, on and on and on. So the values, likewise, where I have a domain then, is unlimited, but its range is restricted between values of -1 and 1. So sine and cosine functions, and the other ones as well, have domains and ranges. And when we talk about this domain and range, this is kind of what we're illustrating. What do these values of x and y do as this point goes along the circle in a periodic motion?